rock stars, welcome to another episode of In the Pit. I'm your host, Rick. You don't know how many takes it took me to say that. This week I've got Justin and Mike from Def Leggend in the house. How are you guys?
Great.
Doing great.
Dude, what's with the spooky flashlight campfire light?
Sorry about that. I was trying at the last minute to do a light thing, but that is bright.
All of a sudden, this glowing light comes up. He's like, ooh, it's going to tell a spooky story.
Oh.
Oh, my God. And it ends up with somebody getting something done to them. I don't even want to know. How are you guys doing?
Awesome, Rick. How are you?
Doing great, man.
I am laughing. I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you for asking. I know Mike's doing good because he's got like 500 guitars on the wall. I mean, Here we go. You know somebody's watching going, I figure out where he lives. I already know which ones I'm stealing.
Right. We got big dogs and guns, so tell them to come on with it.
I've got those too. You got to know how to use the guns. You can't throw it at them.
There is that.
Oh, you know we live in Texas, and you're like, yeah, everybody's got guns. Who the hell cares? Oh my God! So, Justin, welcome to the party.
Thank you.
Wow. So you are. Wait, are you the roadie in the band?
I started out as a roadie. Yeah, we all have to start at the bottom.
So you're a bottom, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You're gonna have to tell me what that means. I don't know.
Oh, I'll send you a text.
Okay.
Just don't open the link. So, you guys got to tell me the story. How did this all come to pass?
Well,
don't everybody dive in at the same time.
could be a touchy subject for some folks, but
can I retract my question?
No, it's totally fine. So, you guys know that this lineup had been together for about 7 years unchanged, and it just came to that point where a change needed to be made, and for various reasons, and we did, and we tried an out of town guy, and he was great, good guy, just logistically didn't work, and I heard about Justin, and actually John Inman said, "Hey, have you seen this band?" And his cover band called the Vinyl Countdown, and I said, "Yeah, I kind of heard of them here and there." Didn't really. Actually, it was because of who was it? Because of
they left an impression.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. One of the band members that you used to have. I'm trying to remember who it was now.
Jeff, maybe?
Oh yeah, it was Jeff. Jeff Duff. Yeah, Jeff. So Jeff played drums for him for a while, and but anyway, so that's how I seen it the first time. But there's so many cover bands, and unless you catch a video at the right time,
or unless you're at a very small bar or club somewhere where cover bands play.
Right.
Wait, so can you give me a list of those, because I might need that later.
But anyway, logistically, it just kind of wasn't working out. Not for anything necessarily bad, just logistics are tough. Between Dallas and Nashville, which was what we were trying to make work, and we just realized it probably wasn't going to be workable long term.
So let me premise this question. I actually meant, how did this come about? The Justin. I know the other story.
Yeah, well, I had to tell you that to get
part of the lead up.
So, okay, I'm sorry.
So anyway, right after we had talked to Scott about coming on board, Justin had reached out to me, and we chit-chatted a little bit about him possibly doing some fill-in stuff, and so kept that in mind, and I heard good things. And one day I was scrolling through Facebook, and we'd become friends on Facebook now. And I seen a video that he had posted of the Vinyl Countdown doing Dream On from Aerosmith. And so I was like, I started, I was busy, but I started to scroll past it, and I was like, I'm going to listen to this one. Because I thought about the song. I was like, there's a lot of dynamics in the song, low, kind of pretty, soft. And then, we all know how that song ends. And so I wanted to scroll all the way to the end, because that was really what I wanted to hear.
When he says scroll, he means stalk.
Yeah. But I didn't. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and listen to the whole song. But my thought was, if this guy can nail the end of this, he can do photograph and do everything in photograph. And that was, what caught my interest.
Is that the song that you kind of judge everything off of?
Yeah, you have to, because it's just that there's key things in that song. I mean, there's others too, but I mean, Justin could probably tell you now after whatever it's been for 5 months now, Justin?
Yep.
Something like 5 months.
August
after
was the first gigs.
Yeah, August. So anyway, after this amount of time, probably 10 gigs or so, maybe. Whenever it comes time to hit that scream at the end, people are looking at him. The rest of us could just walk off stage, and it doesn't matter. They're looking at, can this guy do it? And I watch their faces, and I always have. And people, you see them, their faces tell you they like it or they don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got to the end of the song, and sure enough, he just freaking killed it. And literally probably 30 seconds after I watched that video, I was going back through the Facebook message trying to see what his phone number was. Cause I know we put phone numbers and stuff in there. And so I called him and was like, hey, would you be interested in auditioning for this band? And he said, yeah, I think I would, So we kind of started there, and man, to brag on the guy, I said, let's pick like 10 songs, and, how long would you need to have them ready? And he said, about a week, I'll be good. And so sure enough, a week comes, and he comes out to the Def Leggend lair, as John calls it. And we went through the songs. He actually came in, I think he had about 15 of them ready to go.
Nice.
And, just went right through it. Yeah, it was, and I'm talking, when we were done, we were like, man, we could go play a show tomorrow. The chemistry was that good that night. And it's, it's not always like that.
It is not. That is a blessing. I recently added a guitarist almost a year ago to Basket Case. And Shannon, who plays with Graceland Ninjas, came in, did 90 minutes. Like, the guy played a show, first takes all the way through. And I'm like, that never happened. So kudos to you, Justin. Wow.
We talked about a few things on count ins or whatever, like before the song, but it wasn't like we had to pound it in his head. It's like, hey, this one's a 5 count or something like that. We have a 5 count. It just is what makes sense for the count in. Yeah. Yep. And, he just picked it all up, and it was just very good, natural. And, I think he kind of liked what we were doing too, and had a good conversation after the rehearsal. And, there we were.
Justin, did you grow up listening? I mean, were you a diehard, as can be, a diehard fan of Def Leggend?
Yeah, I mean, I
asked the wrong question.
Def Leppard. I'm mid 40s, so I got into Def Leppard around the Adrenalize era, early 90s. So I was listening to Def Leppard at the same time I was listening to Pearl Jam and drum stuff, and it was all rock to me. I was 13. I didn't separate it much, but yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. That is awesome.
Well, I got into Metallica with the Black Album, so.
Wow.
But obviously traced back on with all those bands, and got really into Hysteria and Pyromania. And for me and my brother especially, that was always a top band.
See, my childhood, I remember as I was becoming a young teenager, Metal Health, Quiet Riot. I remember Pyromania. Like, there are certain albums that stick out in your head because of my age. And
like when they came out,
Yeah. I remember many a night, spending the night rocking out, with my friends and just going crazy. So that's, that's just kind of ingrained in the system. I got to know though, when they were auditioning you, how much you were looking at them going, are you up to my standards?
No, not at all. No, I wouldn't say I was nervous, but like these guys are legit. I had seen them before. I knew how talented they were. I knew they were tapped into the whole scene, and
are we talking about the same
if
band?
I could win them over.
Are we talking about the same band?
Yeah. No, they're incredible. I mean,
they are.
And I knew if I could win them over, I was more nervous about singing for them than the first audience.
That is probably the biggest key.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, yes, Def Leggend is legit. Like, I've seen them now for years. When they get on stage, and being a fellow musician, I'm judgy. I'm sorry. I go see bands, and I'm a drummer, and I judge everybody. But for the caliber that they're putting on, if you can impress them, don't worry about the audience. Like, the audience is gonna love it. It's, can you impress these guys? That obviously you swallowed the butterflies, maybe some alcohol, and
had a little pregame. First game.
I want to know when he made that call though. Did you get off the phone and did you do like that risky business happy dance?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I mean, it was a lengthy conversation. It wasn't even really just a like, am I in? Hey, you're in, right? Like, I think Mike mentioned I reached out about filling in probably, and at that time they'd already hired Scott, and I didn't know that, but eventually when I sent them some in this room. I sent them some karaoke videos singing Love Bites and Rock of Ages and Photograph, right? When I was coming back from band practice and I had just enough booze in me to in front of a webcam. So sent them that, and then that's when we rehearsed. And I mean, I felt pretty good about it at the rehearsal, and I was feeling the love and getting good feedback. So there wasn't really a tense like build up, like, will they, won't they? I mean, pretty much when I left the rehearsal, I feel like we had kind of all agreed I had the gig.
Why did you coincidentally have a webcam set up?
Oh, I work from home. Hey, you got to make some money on the side.
Hey, so time. Just look up Justin on OnlyFans.
See, now this story would have been so much better if you're like, yeah, Mike called me up. He's like, sup, you in? And, you're like,
yeah.
Well, I will say this. I will say this, Ken, if we could ever get him on here and let him talk, which we'd probably have to tie him up. He'd be tied to the chair.
Oh my God.
On him. Ken's that guy. But anyway, I think we took a break. Somebody needed to use the bathroom. And I looked back at Ken and he just had a dead stare at me and he said, "You better get this guy." So and Ken, Ken's toured the world, and he's been around Ron Taylor's, and he's been around some.
He's been big heavy hitters, big heavy hitters. And I will tell you, if I could ever get Ken in here, oh my God, I've asked him I don't even know how many times, and he's just like, oh my.
Well, you'd have to do you'd have to bring Ken to your place because getting him to set up this would never happen.
I know. Hey, the problem if I bring him here, he doesn't drink, does he?
What?
He doesn't drink, does he?
No. Oh,
no.
Absolutely not.
I was going to say, I would be drunk on tequila and he'd be sober going, "You're an annoying fool."
Yeah, probably so. Because, he's not big on being around that. So, but no, Ken's great.
That's a definite sign of approval if Ken's like, "You better get this guy."
Yeah, and knowing where he's been and who he's been on stage with.
Justin, you could have played hard to get. I'm just saying.
In hindsight, I was just I was feeling the love, man. And Ken was great at the rehearsal too. And he was just like, there was no like hiding behind like I'm not going to give him any indication of how he's doing. Like they were all really, really cool from the beginning and made it easier on me.
So I'm going to ask you, what are your top 3 favorites now that you're in? Like which ones not listening to, but performing?
Oh, performing. That's a good question. I love Rock of Ages performing. And like that's one where I would say that's probably not my top 5 listening to, but I love singing that song.
Okay.
Love Bites.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Photograph seems like the obvious answer. I'm just trying to think of a more unexpected one. Really liked doing. I think we only did Die Hard once live so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super cool.
Super fun. Die Hard the Hunter.
I will tell you, every time you say Rock of Ages, I think of that movie with
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, he's not a rock star. And
he did better than I thought he would.
No, really, yeah, he really did. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
I went in with pretty low expectations, but
I mean, most of us watch that movie for another reason.
Okay, yes, you are 100% correct. Thank you very much, Mike, for clarifying. Oh my God! So
my wife can hear me, so I got to be quiet, and I can't say it too loud.
Talking about Julianne Hough.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't know. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't remember if there was anything else in the movie that maybe
Oh no.
in my distraction,
Oh, you didn't get the director's cut.
No,
Sorry.
no. No.
Mike, did you guys have to adjust the live performance at all? Because you guys got one hell of a production when you get on stage. Did you have to make much of an adjustment? Or was it flawless?
It has been really seamless, honestly.
Love it.
We haven't changed much. We changed some intros and song order and things like that, but we didn't have to make any major adjustments as far as keys of the songs, or we didn't have to do anything of that nature.
So, Justin, you wear the wig, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does it itch?
That's the most comfortable. I've worn a lot of wigs in my day, Rick.
Wait, that's another show. Wait.
No, I wear a wig in one of my other bands, and I think I went cheap on that one. This one of the most comfortable wigs. Like, I sometimes forget to take it off after the show.
I love how rock stars are like, yeah, I'm very comfortable in my wigs and makeup. Like, okay, we have an interesting hobby.
Yeah.
Nice. So, with that said, going forward, because you guys, your schedule is incredible. I pay attention. You guys are like all over the country every summer. Are you ready for the arduous schedule coming up this summer in 23?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it actually starts in February. So
yeah.
Really?
We start heading up north and doing some stuff in February. We got a lot of stuff working right now. There's a lot of stuff that is either already pinned to the contract or it's in negotiations. But it's we're already at about 30 shows that are looking really good that they're going to happen, and a lot of other ones I've already turned down, and a lot of other stuff that is coming down the pipe. It looks like so. That's
30 shows just with this band, not another band. Like I got 20 something in my multiple bands. You guys are like, yeah, we're not even there done yet. Like, holy crap! Like, well, I love the fact because you guys do. It's not like you just play North Texas. You guys go up to like the Northeast. I think I've seen you guys make it all the way out to. Did I see you guys in Florida? Is that right?
We've been to Florida a handful of times, and I don't know how many states it's been, but I think we counted it before, and it's like 23 or something. I don't know. It's a bunch.
Do you get the magnets or stickers for the back of the Winnebago? Do I dare ask what you're collecting from each state?
No. That is for the band only.
Oh, I already know.
Christmas ornaments.
Christmas one. There you go.
Sure, it's Christmas cards.
It was kind of fun because Justin's first show was actually in Wichita Falls. So he got a warm-up the night before he debuted in Dallas at Lava Cantina. And that was, man, for the second show, that was pumping that night. I almost hired a video crew to come film it, but I was like, man, that's only going to be a second show. There's no way we're ready for that. And man, we could have filmed it, and probably the audio would have been perfect as well. It was just that show where, when you finish, you're a musician, you finish, and you're like, man, we hit a home run tonight, and we did that night. We were on fire.
Now, with Def Leppard and Motley Crue and Poison and everybody going out, I guess the beginning part of this year, did you go to the show and take notes?
Definitely.
Not you. I know you were there. Justin.
I did not go to this show.
Dude, you could have lied to me in front of your boss. I'm just saying.
I know.
Hell yeah, Rick, I was there.
I've seen him 4 other times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Missed this one. I saw that lineup of all 3 of those bands at old Starplex probably 8 years ago. So
shut up. You make me jealous.
And it was 20% of the price.
Right, no doubt. Well, I bought my tickets early, like 3 years ago, the day before they went on sale.
I bought my tickets early 3 years ago.
Right.
Before they even knew they were touring, I had my ticket. You guys, again, anything new? I know since you have a slightly new frontman, are you going to change it up any going into 23, or you guys pretty much? You guys tweak it as you're always going. You guys are always modifying. Do you have some new tricks up your sleeve for the 23 season?
We're working on some production stuff as always. Always trying to look at things to do to make that better, and
Nice.
just look. The visual. At this point, we've said this for a couple of years. We're only going to play the song so good. And I think at this point with the players and the band heading into year 8 together, we're not going to play them probably any better than we do now together.
Has it really been 8 years?
This lineup, yeah. I think
Wow.
Taylor and John are in their 8th year, and Ken's about 6 months behind them. So we're about 8 years with the players, and so our thing is now the only thing we can do is make it visually more appealing, and that's kind of why we started doing all that we did.
Okay, visually more appealing for everyone, not just the ladies. Like I don't want to see you in a thong.
No, nobody wants to see that.
We're going to the gym a lot now.
Yeah.
We've got some new wardrobe choices.
Okay, when you go to the gym, you actually have to work out. You can't just watch the ladies, right?
Oh.
Sorry. You're like, there's a catch to this. I will tell you, finishing out the year, I was looking at the schedule. I'm impressed because I know where you are. You're at Fat Daddy's on New Year's, which that's going to be an incredible show. Because it's such a cozy club to play. Great stage, and it's going to be packed. The last time I was there for New Year's, Rebel Yell had played, and then I proceeded to get really drunk, and I guess there's pictures of me with a champagne bottle standing on the fireplace trying to burn my butt.
Boy,
so
that went in a far different direction than I figured it might go. But thank you.
Wow, you expected anything less, Mike? Like really? But I know that. Let's talk about Nick in the near future. This weekend, you guys are actually, and I had to call Mike on this one. You guys are opening up a gig at the Revel. You guys are playing a gig at the Revel on this weekend.
Yes.
Is it your first time with them at the Revel? Or you've already played there together.
No,
I have not been at the Revel with you guys. No,
we don't get to play there that often. I think this is our second time this year. We played in January and we're playing in December, so it's been a good minute.
I want to ask about your roadie. Is he okay? Nothing's broken. He's not anticipated to break anything at this.
Oh no. No, he's referencing Joe, and Joe broke his leg a few years ago in Houston on a rainy trailer door.
Oh my
God,
God,
that was bad.
Yo, you didn't know about that, Justin?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to tell you that story. It was.
I've heard Joe's version.
It was bad. I've never seen somebody's leg look like an ass laying on the ground, but it did.
Stop. I didn't expect it to go.
We laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny that night.
Joe's hardcore, man. He's organized and into it. He's good to have.
Yeah.
You know what? He is. He's loyal. He's always there. Broken leg or not, he probably still hobble up and down. Like I got it.
Yeah.
Beyond the band members, John's great. You can't ask for a better guy, and that's what keeps us on our Def Leppard toes. Is if that logo is a centimeter off whenever it's printed, he catches it and he will let everybody know that it needs to be fixed.
So let's give a little shout out to your roadies because people don't, I think, realize what a monster part of the whole Def Leggend production that they are. Am I right?
It's not just the 5 guys. We actually have a full-time sound guy, Steve Simmons. A lot of people know him. He's probably gonna be mad that I mentioned his name on here, but he deserves it. Steve is incredible. He absolutely incredible, and we love the fact that he's part of this. And then we have Chris Mallard, Chris is our MacGyver. He does it. He's kind of has the manager role now. He makes our T-shirts, and he's that guy that I can just say, hey, this is what I see, and he makes it happen. This is what I want, and he makes it happen. He tells me what we got to do to make it happen, and it happens.
Yeah.
And then he sets up the lights, the video screens, and he runs all that stuff. He can do it all by himself if he has to. And then we have, sometimes we have Eric. Eric's great too, but he's actually filling in and amplified for a while.
Okay.
While they're light guys on the road with Pantera. So,
right.
Eric Goodwin, we miss him. Nice. And then we have Danny Mallard also, who Danny kind of doubles as a drum tech, and then he sells our merch during the show. And it's kind of like an anthill. You know, Joe is not full time with us anymore because his work schedule it doesn't allow it. You know, we kind of have a certain way we do things, and it's hard to, you know, have someone that can't be there all the time. Nope. And but we did kind of open up a new role going into this year, and we have that kind of a floater position, and Joe is going to do that when he can, and then we have Sean Medina, which everybody knows Sean now. He's great. He works with, you know, Rockin' and Double Vision and Mob Rules, and he's going to help us out as well some. So
I saw his post actually on Facebook. He's like, I'm excited to do the show, and I was like, wait, which guy are you in the band? And I'm friends with him well enough that I could have privately messaged him and poked him. Yeah. And that's kind of what spurred me wanting to bring up the fact, because I kind of knew behind the scenes, your roadies, that your support staff are crucial. Absolutely. With everything that you guys are bringing in, because it's not just, we're setting up our amps. You guys bring in drum risers, you bring in video boards, like you bringing in everything except for the kitchen sink.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, and they make it happen.
Yeah, and those guys, they're so crucial to it. And like I said, you know, Chris knows more about this band setup than I do at this point. So, and it's just, I mean, I go ask him questions. Hey, where does this go, or what is this, or how do we hook this up? I mean, it's all the questions Chris gets, which is why I'm trying to, you know, have that other role now. So it could be Joe, it could be Sean, and there's a couple other guys that are, you know, we're going to talk to as well, you know, so Chris can kind of just make sure everything happens. He don't have to do it all himself, because he pretty much does a lot of it himself. So
that's got to be a far cry, Justin, from like doing the cover band where, wait a second, we got roadies.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I will say the guys in the band too, like I'm really impressed how much work, like it's a full team effort getting all that stuff down. It's not a 5-man job. You know, even with 10 of us, it's a couple hours to get everything up and down, but that's the show.
I will tell you, Justin, you are admired. You are with a great group of guys, Taylor, John, Ken, Mike. They really, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better band family to become a part of. I've watched them over the years, and yeah, they are. I'm excited to see a couple of years down the road when you really get comfortable. And I'm not talking 10, 12 shows in. I'm talking, you know, when we hear the fart stories on the bus, unless you're already there. Yeah, see, Mike knows I'm just going to stop right there.
I had a nice new pair of socks at the last show.
I mean, we did stay in the same hotel room when we, so
right.
I got my own fart stories.
Yeah.
Okay, whoa. So when you go on the road, do you guys have, I got to ask this because I know what it's like when I go on the road. Do you have assigned roommates, or do you kind of make it up as you go? Like, who do you want to room with?
Well, there's certain people that have similar habits, so I kind of learned that over the years. If you stay up all night, then you're not rooming with me, because I want to go to bed. You know, I mean, because we're not the party band where after the show we're like getting slosh drunk all night long. And
wait, there's no strippers and donkeys and midgets and anything?
Not yet, but I just got here. Working on that.
Oh my Lord. Okay, I know where I want to be after your shows.
But yeah, there's some guys that have night owl habits, so you know they might end up together. But we really don't assign it. But you know, we kind of know who tends to probably pair better for whatever reason. You know,
which is smart, and you figure out real quick as a band who you can room with and who you can't. I'm a pain in the ass. No, I'm jacked up after a show. And everyone's like, I don't really want to stay with Rick because he doesn't shut up. And I'm doing this until like 4:30 in the morning. And I'm like, I'm just mid sentence, I just pass out. Like,
like Joe used to always room with me, and you know he worked nights. So when we got back to the room, it's like his dinner time and his TV time. And after a while, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. You don't turn the TV off and shut the hell up.
I mean, for me, this band, unlike other bands I've been in, when I'm done with a gig, a couple hours after the gig, if I search us on Facebook, there's 20 videos.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And so a lot of times I'll be up on my phone for another 2 hours just watching video of the gig just to see how it sounded. It's pretty fun.
See, it's still young for you. The guys are like
Yeah.
old and jaded. They're like, yeah, we've done this so many times. I
Right.
just want to go to bed. You're like, I'm pumped on adrenaline. Like, this is
No, man.
greatness.
I think that Lava gig, I think every song got recorded by someone in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've probably watched that show 3 or 4
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
nice.
It was just crazy. I mean, just like I say, the energy that night, and just it was like we'd done 100 shows with the guy. And I mean, you know, even stage placement, walking around the stage. I mean, there was very little, you know, situations where people are almost bumping into each other, and
That's awesome.
that takes a lot of time to get used to what people do during certain songs, their habits, and all that stuff. You know, we all know, me and Taylor, and you know, a lot of times, like when John's soloing, we've just have over the years, we've just gotten so used to going to certain spots on the stage where we're close together, or where he's on this end, I'm on that end. It's just, and you don't even think about it anymore. It's like, just like remembering where your fingers go. Like your body just drifts to where you go at this point.
Learning not to set the mic stand in a random place on the stage.
Yeah. That's the only thing we had to tell him was, hey, don't put this in our way, because we move back and forth and all that. But that's been every singer that's ever been in this band. Everyone's done that. That same conversation has happened. But it didn't take him but like 2 shows, and then now it's good.
So you're saying he's a quick learner?
Yeah.
You're like, we only had to smack him a couple times. He figured it out.
So, but yeah, he did get to go on the road with us. I think really your third and fourth, just the second weekend we were together, we went up to Indiana and Pennsylvania.
Nice.
And played, and so, that was pretty neat, because Indiana was really cool. Pennsylvania was a cool show at a winery. It was just a little different than what we were used to, but it was still cool. The people totally dug it.
Nice.
But Indiana was pretty cool. Big stage, big crowd. I mean, I don't know, they said there was like 9,000 or 10,000 people out there that night. So it was really cool.
Nice.
So a population of probably 3,000.
Yeah, it was weird. So it was about 20 minutes from Cincinnati into Indiana. And so I guess they all trek over that way for this every year. They do this one weekend where they do this big event. And it was super cool. Great town, beautiful town too.
I will tell you, I am excited to see, like I said, as the years start to stack up, watch how you guys grow. And when I say grow, get really close, because that just takes time. That's just time together. There's nothing else that can do it. I'm excited for this weekend. You guys let's talk a little bit about this weekend show?
Yeah.
Sure.
Right on. It is at the Revel.
Yep.
Let's talk about the lineup.
Crooligans and us, and that's
Crooligans.
Mm-hmm.
Two heavy hitters.
2 heavy hitters in a place that holds probably 400 people max. So I can't imagine how that's hopefully it don't, whatever happened, previously at this other place don't happen there.
Wait, something happened?
Well, I'm talking about you know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying not to say it.
Yeah, I almost drug it out of him. That's good, man. He's got self-control. No, I'm excited for this one. This will be a good one. And so that is that's Saturday night.
Yeah. You emceeing it? You emceeing it, or are you busy?
Do you want me to?
Sure.
Yeah. I will. Let me talk to my wife. If we don't have plans, because I'm owned. I'm a married guy. I don't get to make decisions. You should know all about that, Mike. Like,
why do you think we're in bands?
Right.
You don't get to make any decisions. Just shut up.
You need to find a wife who doesn't want to see you on the weekends. It's
right. Right. Like,
that would be all I got to do is breathe.
No, when I met Justin's wife, I was like, "Thanks for letting us have him, to do this." And she was like, "No, take him as much as you want."
And that's when Mike gets that evil, devilish Grinch smile on his face. He's like, "We can do what we want with him." The rest of the band's like Piranha. They're like, "Ooh."
Challenge accepted.
No, she didn't say that. She I don't remember what she said exactly, but it wasn't that bad. But
so this Saturday, doors are at 7.
I don't even know, to be honest. I think so.
Yeah, we should have done our research on that.
I should have had one of your roadies on. I guarantee you, they knew what time.
Yeah, Chris knows.
Load-in is at 1:30. Sound check is at 4.
And you're like, yeah, sure. Oh my God! So this weekend you can catch the Crooligans and Def Leggend over at the Revel in Frisco. It's going to be a great show. If memory serves, doors are going to be at 7. First band is 8:30, 9, somewhere in there. You
Yeah.
guys, and what are they doing? An hour? Or are they doing 90?
I think we're both doing well, they're doing 90, and I think we're doing 2 hours actually. So
Oh my God! So you mean you guys are going to go till past my bedtime?
probably we're going to go past my bedtime, and then I got to tear down and go home.
I was going to say, do I need to bring a walker for you, Mike?
Yeah, probably so.
Oh my Lord, guys! Thank you so much for coming on. Would you do this again?
Absolutely.
100%.
Like in the near future, not like wait forever.
Oh yeah.
Next time you want to do it in person,
Sure.
let's come over to Mike's house.
Send you up here, right?
We could. I'll bring tequila.
Yeah, we could do it if we do it in person. We'll drag Ken up there.
You're never gonna get Ken to do this.
If we do it in person, I bet I can get him to come.
Good. You know what? I'll be impressed because I love Ken to death. He's very quiet. He just getting him to open up, and I guarantee you that man has got some stories locked away in the vault.
Man, you just don't even know.
Yeah, I know that there's a really cool surprise inside that wrapped gift, but I don't know what the hell it is yet. Like
Ken's actually really, really funny. He says some crazy stuff just out of the blue. He's a funny guy. A lot of people don't get to see the side of him that we get to, but
you know who else has never been on my show?
Taylor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
I've asked him a bunch. I want Taylor.
Yeah,
just because he's so tall and he's so lovable and just like I just want to hug him and squeeze him.
Yeah, and he can talk about his however many bands he's in, so he can represent a lot of bands at once. But
isn't he competing with Chuck? Like
man, or Brock. Well, Brock's not as bad anymore. Back in the day, Brock had a lot of bands going on too.
Well, I'm in 3 now, and I'm working on a 4th and a 5th. So a lot of people don't know I'm doing some Duran now. So it's
that's cool. Really?
Awesome.
Oh, you didn't know? Hi.
So
Oh my Lord.
I haven't talked to me and JJ don't talk much during football season because we don't like each other in football
Because he's a
season.
49ers fan.
Yeah, well, that's what you call him. I have a different name for him, but I can't say it.
You can text that to me because I'm going to say
I will
something.
text it to you.
Oh my God, guys, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me. I know that you're calling your therapist as soon as you get off the phone. Maybe not Mike. He was screwed up before he got here. Justin, you on the other hand, I'm sorry. You should have been warned.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll do better next time.
Thank you for putting up with the shenanigans and the conversation, man. I look forward to having you back on after you have, like I said, let's get another 6 months under your belt and see if you're still smiling.
Yeah.
I like how Mike just going,
we'll see.
Yeah. Well, he's got a crazy 6 months coming up, so we'll see.
You, sir, got the Willy Wonka ticket. You are with like some of the most talented, some of the best guys, the nicest guys. I'm really excited to watch you guys go forward. Thank you guys for hanging out. I truly appreciate it.
Thanks for having us on, Rick.
Been great chatting with you. And for those of you that tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. If it's your first time, go to Facebook, like us, invite your friends to like us. If you can't find Facebook, you can find us on iHeart Radio. We're on Spotify. We've got Instagram. We've got Twitter. Those are supposed to be me. So if they're like, you can yell at me. Obviously, we got Facebook. We also have a Roku channel. We have an Amazon Fire channel. So, we've got multiple outlets. You can find us. And for those of you watching in the UK, South America, New Zealand, Australia, and all over the U.S., yes, we are here in North Texas. So when you come to town, you can also check out Concert Connections, Concert Calendar, and find out where these guys are playing. And if they're not playing locally, they may be playing in a town near you because they get around. Just saying, they get around. Oh, you guys have been wonderful. I am Rick. This has been Justin and Mike, and you've been watching In the Pit. And guess what? We're going to find you somewhere in the pit.